Hello and welcome to CushtyTV, the straight talking YouTube channel. What have I got for you today? Heavyweight champions of the world that have been brutally murdered. And I'm talking about heavyweight champions that you would know of. Yes, heavyweight champions who fought Ali, Holmes, Tyson, Klitschko. Yes, these fighters. In fact, one of these heavyweight champions had fought right with a bullet lodged in his body. Yeah, please. So do me a favour, before I give you the content, sit back and enjoy this one. But please, mate, do me a favour at home. Click that subscribe button. I need the subscribers, please. I've dubbed this little video the Cursed Champions of the World. Yeah, the greatest prize in sport, they say, is becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. Sadly for these three, it didn't quite work out. Let's start with Trevor Berbick. Yes, he fought Larry Holmes. In fact, he's the only fighter to fight Larry Holmes. He was the last man to beat Ali, so he became this popular by beating Ali. That's why everybody loved him when he was at age of Ali in 1981. But he had his moment. He beat Pinklon Thomas for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. It was fairly short-lived because Iron Mike Tyson dethroned him. Have a look at this, a quick look at that footage. I mean, that's some knockout. But yes, he was the king. He did win the greatest prize in sport for a while, but sadly, post-boxing, his life took a slightly different turn. He went back to his native Jamaica. He was born in Jamaica. He went back into his town Norwich in Jamaica and went out for a drink, and there was a dispute going on behind the scenes. Yeah, with his sister about some land. He had a drink with some locals, made his way back because he was a preacher. He was in, he's Christian and into his faith, and he was walking through the very churchyard where he preaches that had lay in wait was two men wielding iron bars and brutally, savagely beat the former heavyweight champion of the world to death, Trevor Berbick. He wasn't always, he wasn't like a choir boy. He had his troubled life. But he didn't deserve to meet the end he met, and he was an heavyweight champion of the world that was cursed, aged just 52, beaten to death by two assailants, one of which was his nephew, 20-year-old Harold Burck. So the second cursed heavyweight champion of the world, he had his greatest moment, the greatest prize in sport, when he had beaten Vladimir Klitschko. Yes, it was of course Corrie Sanders. Yeah, Corrie Sanders used to lead with the right hand and with a backhand, a huge backhand himself, Paul, and he caught early on in the fight. I think it was round 2. He caught Vladimir Klitschko and he never recovered. He became the heavyweight champion of the world. He propelled himself right to the very top. Yes, he lost his heavyweight title. In fact, he lost the title shot to Vitaly Klitschko later on. But he met the most brutal, sad, arguably the saddest end of all this one for me. It was at a nephew's 21st birthday, yeah, back in Pretoria in South Africa, his own country of course, and some 3 gunmen burst into the 21st birthday party of his nephew, wielding a gun trying to rob the place, and gunshots were fired and he dived on his daughter to protect her, and a gunshot pierced his hand and pierced him in the chest, and he's just 46-year-old, the man that once ruled the world for a short brief time, lost his life in an heroic way, still protecting his daughter and family. This heroic man that once was up king of the castle, sadly died aged just 46. Final cursed heavyweight was the brilliant Sonny Liston. Now Sonny Liston, in many people's opinion, put more fear into the heavyweight division than Iron Mike Tyson back in his day. Of course he lost those quite fairly 2 tame fights to the greatest Muhammad Ali, but many believed he was got by the mob. You know, he ran with the mob and huge gambling, etc., and they thought he may have been got because he retired on his chair on one occasion and it wasn't in his makeup, and he went down with a punch that, you know, many actually deemed the powder puff punch or the phantom punch, yeah. But anyway, we knew he was dethroned by Muhammad Ali. He was involved with the mob, and he actually got shot in a street fight once, and a bullet to his very end of his day. In fact, the bullet didn't kill him. He carried on through his fight career with a bullet lodged in his body. But his death come to an end. His wife. This is where it gets all a bit mysterious. And was it foul play? And many believe it was, because his wife took vacation, went away for a week, returned, and found Liston dead. Now he was a heroin user later on in his career. Some believe he was 38 years of age, somebody who's never really known his age accurately, right? And he was found dead by his wife, and she contacted an attorney, but she didn't contact the police until 3 hours later. So immediately a lawyer, and then 3 hours later the police. And they concluded there was 20 traces of heroin in his body, not enough to kill him, but they said this giant of a man, aged just arguably 38 or 40, had fell off a bed to his death. And that was very hard to take in, being how strong he was. So there we find mysterious death of the man that ruled the planet. There's 3 heavyweight champions here that once had the greatest prize in their hands, only to find, you know, looking around the corner was a short end to their lives. Yeah, so what we must remember, where there's crime, there's victims, so let's always be thoughtful. So in my own mind, I'm going to be thoughtful of the remaining family of these once great fighters. So a little thought for me and a little prayer for these guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video at home. Please carry on subscribing, and in the meantime,